Hello, Zazie Graphics here. Welcome back to my channel. In this particular tutorial, we're creating a simple club flyer design. Let's just go straight to the tutorial. Now, so I saw this poster somewhere, this design somewhere online. I just decided to play around it and I got something. All right, so let's just play. So this is the image size we use. You just come here to this place, come to the size, and just input these figures. Come to click on custom, then input these figures, right, and click on OK. Now, one thing in Pixellab is, Pixellab doesn't give you a clear resolution, right? So the best thing is, okay, let me just go back. Now, for this particular image, there are ways I can do it. This one, I can just come here, come to crop, and just position it this way. Okay, I'll just move it this way because I want those dark areas to show those. So I'll just drag it this way and just drag it this particular way. Okay, so I will lock this. So now for my model, I will I think I have a different image. Now some people were asking me, I'll click on plus, come to from gallery, I want to bring in a new image. Okay, so I've brought in the model, so I'll just delete this. So I've added a bit of tweaking on this one, so I'll just stretch this one here. So I'll just leave it like this, right? Yeah, let's just leave it like this. So we will, so what we're going to do next is bit of work. So I'll come to draw, then click on this side, then increase my pen size, then click on this, the plus icon, come to my eyedropper, then just come and click on this. Okay, and I will just brush on brush. We are literally brushing all those elements out, right? So I don't want to see them, they do they want to see me. Okay, now I will reduce the pen size. Okay, now okay, let me just increase the pen size. The blur radius can still be like that. I'll just click on plus, then just move this here. So you're just going to make the opacity like, yeah, see the effect. It's still there, but the strength or the opacity has reduced. So I just thought of this, I didn't think of it before. Okay, so I'm just going to click on OK. So I'm just going to bring this down. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. Then we'll come here and lock this. So the next thing I'll be bringing is a gradient. Now it's like a sticker in what I actually need is this sticker in my Pixellab. So if you don't know how to create this, probably I won't be creating it again. I won't be showing you creating it. I won't be just creating it again. I'll just bringing it from my sticker. So I'll just come to shape here. All I'll just do is come to gradient, click on plus, then this white part, click on this. Right, I click on this white part, click on this paint bucket, and I move this slide here. So click on this other side, click on this and make sure this is black. Then okay, then just click on OK. You can see it's still the same thing. Let me just delete okay, anyone, it's still the same thing anyway. So you can just come and just adjust it this same position. So it's something very easy. So for this one, I'll be bringing this one here. I'll send it to the back of this model, right? So if it's too dark, you can just gladly reduce the opacity to about 80. It's 80. Okay. All right, so it is okay. All right, so let me still click on the brush, draw, increase the pen size, and let me just click on this one. Okay, now the reason is some of those areas are just too obvious that let me just merge this to, okay, let me not merge there. I don't want problem now. Merging it to start giving me issues. Right, so I have this here, so I'll just lock them, to just lock every of my elements, as I don't want anyone again. Okay, so we are good. So the next where actually much job was done was on the I'll just no I think I should just bring in this my model and just reduce the, okay, you know what, let me just do something on this model. Come to this feather, then just feed, literally just feed this part. So it's gonna feed, even though it's gonna show, if it shows, but it's actually gonna be faded. So the next thing we'll be doing is, now that that area is gone, we'll bring in a text. Okay, so this is the text. I'll be using a particular font, Obelix. The typeface I'll be using is Obelix. Obelix, this is it. So I will change the color to, okay, let me give it this, okay. Anyway, it's of no use. So African vibe, okay. Now I will come to padding. I'll put it about, let's just make it 10. All right, so I will African vibes, is it vibe or vibes? Okay, so we have this guy here. Now I will just position it here, make it at the center. Then the alignment, should be at justified. All right, so I'll position this one here. Okay, then let's just leave it like this. Anyway, let's just leave it like this. So the next thing I'll just come to opacity. Let me reduce the opacity. I'll just come to stroke and give a bit of stroke. Okay, let's come to opacity, increase the opacity. Then let's just come to add stroke to it. Let's make the stroke obvious. Okay, let's just leave it at, okay, 30. I think 30 will be fine. Yeah, so I'll come to color. I will just click on this plus, then drag this one here, so you can, wow, then we'll just go and adjust that. So we'll just come to the stroke and reduce the size of the stroke. Okay, let's set it at 10. Okay, so I'll lock this, then I'll just change the color to the color of my stroke, the stroke to this guy here. All right, so I can now gladly, okay, so if you actually want to bring a bit like line spacing to this, it's actually not necessary anyway, but let's just add it. Okay, the next thing is we'll just come here, bring in a shape. I will just reduce the size of the shape, then reduce the opacity. So I'll just come here and merge these two. Okay, now we have this. So the next thing I'll be doing is I'll come here, I'll come to texture, click on this, then I'll just come to this area, come to my download where I have that particular element, this picture. So I'll just select like an angle. Now if you watch closely on my text, it's now reflecting. Okay, so I will probably I'll just come here and change the color, use this particular color, come to this side, then drag this area here. Okay, so now you can see that it is reflecting also. Now it's reflecting also. Then I'll just come here and I'll copy it. I'll come to color, click on this color, the plus icon, come to eyedropper, then just come just bring in this area. Okay, so I'll click on this angle and just bring it here. Alright, so you can now see that. Okay, let's just go to this color and just make this a bit dark. Okay, now let's be sure. Okay, let's just keep it like that. Shouldn't make it that dark. Okay, let's keep it like that. Anyway, so we're gonna keep this one here, then this one will send this one to the front. So also make sure it's at the center. Now for this particular guy, we'll position it like this. Now the reason I position it like this is just as if it's that one is reflecting. No, the one at the back, it's like is reflecting. So I'll come to color, I'll come to this guy and I'll just send it. Okay, now I want that dark one to be very dark. So still come to color, click on this dark and just bring it here. Okay, so we have this. So the one in the front, let's make it brighter, please. Let's make it brighter. Now it's containing all our effects. Okay, does it look like this? All right, so we have this guy here. All right, so the next thing we'll be doing, we'll just merge the two of them together. Okay, so let me know if you're getting value. So just subscribe to my channel, put on the notification bell, and you can just come to color filter, add a bit of contrast to it. Okay, now it's now a shape, so you can just add a bit of contrast to it. Now you see the darker part is when you zoom in, it happens to be like a 3D text, but it's not a 3D text. Right, so that's the essence of this effect. Now, okay, I was thinking of adding a lens flare to this. So I had in my sticker panel, I have series of lens flare I can use. Okay, so I just didn't get the exact this. I think this can suffice. So if I just add this, you get the sticker. It will be in the description of this the video. So but it's actually not blending with my back image. Okay, so it's not blending, but okay, let's just see how we can just try and make it blend. Okay, so assuming it's something gold and it's shining, now we can actually work with it that it's blending, but let's just get rid of this sticker, so I won't be sending it. So the next thing I'll be doing is I'll come here, come to shape, I will come to this guy here. Okay, so I will reduce the radius to about 20. I'll reduce this radius to about 20. Okay, so I will use this one here, and I will just I will increase it. Okay, so I will just come here and change the color to, let's click on this plus, come to eyedropper, come to this guy, and just pick on this guy here, but we'll be picking a darker one, right? So now just watch closely. Now it's too dark, so we'll keep this one here. All right, so I will just come to emboss. Now this is very tricky, just watch. Now the emboss is kind of, if you're using the original Pixellab, it won't give you problem, but whether you're just using the modified one, you always get have it issue. So you just tilt your hand until you get one that is not like this. So I'll just come here, come to shape, then come click on this area and reduce the opacity. That's right. So come here and you will merge the two of them together. You know what, before I reduce the opacity, let me copy this. Okay, so let me just merge these two together. Now you now see that it's not, now you see the, it's not giving me emboss problem again. So the one we hid, so I'll just come here and turn off the emboss. All right, so now I will increase the size a bit. I will come here and change the color back to white. I'll give it a white color, then I will increase the size, then just come here and just, okay, position, yeah, this one, relative position. Now if you look at it now, it's now appearing to be in the form of like a stroke form. Okay, so all right, so I can successfully merge the two of them, or if you don't like this, you can just still go straight and just add stroke to it. I think the stroke is even better. Now you will not want to make this stroke too much, because when you do it like this, okay, now before I add my stroke, I want to add inner shadow, outer shadow too. Okay, now I have this guy here. Okay, I'm thinking of just reducing my shadows to this length. Okay, now yeah, that will suffice. So I will still keep inner shadow. Okay, inner shadow, make black. So just use, we can use the same portion of black. All right, so we can still just bring it like this. Okay, so that's where the trick is. So the next thing is just 30th May. You can see the color I used there was dark, so I can come to color filter since we've already changed it. So I can come to, let me reset, reduce the brightness. Okay, this will suffice. So I will just bring in a text, then I will come here and bring in a date, 30th. Let's use Bebas. Bebas will be okay. Bebas new. Alright, so Bebas is lovely for this particular one. So for this one, I will just come and increase the stroke, because I'll still be merging it. So when I merge it, okay, so okay, so let me increase the size. 30th May. Okay, it is May. May. Okay, now all right. Okay, now we have this, so let's just change this color to our default color, this, and we just make it this. All right, 30th May, let's be sure. So I guess my this was still quite darker. Still, just reduce the brightness. Let's make it 50. So you can see our 30th is quite visible, so we'll just make do of it like this, and we'll just merge. Okay, now we'll see, we've just been doing like some kind of tricks, but I think it's worth it, right? All right, so okay, now we have this guy here. Oh no, not, don't want to move it like that, so just push it like this. Okay, we'll just push it like this. just keep it like this. So the next one we'll be doing is we'll just come here and bring in a shape and convert it to circle. All right, so the same thing we did, but this time we'll not be using that color. We'll just come here and use probably this color. Let's see. I'll be using a gradient. So I'll be using radial gradients, this particular radial gradient. This particular one, I'll come to this place, click here, then come here and bring in, let's use this guy. Okay, outside, the one inside will come here and come to eyedropper using this one outside. So okay, so we have this. So we'll come here and bring in this guy here. Okay, okay, let's just switch. This particular one will make it lighter. Okay, bring okay, lighter. This one will make it lighter. Okay, so we'll leave it like this. So okay, we'll come to emboss, add emboss to it. Just leave the emboss like that. So just come here, adjust just the way we did to that other guy here, and you know. All right, so we will just relative position, put it there. Right, so the next thing we'll be doing is bringing a shape, come to shapes, then just come here and add, then reduce the opacity. Right, so we'll just come, wow, 21 minutes. So come here and we'll merge the two of them together. Now we've gotten this one here. So the next thing I'll be doing is I'll be adding, the circle stroke will not be okay, but the circle, I'm telling you, is not going to be okay. So the best thing is, if I merge, okay, don't worry, let's just bring in a different shape. The circle strokes are not always okay when you add them as strokes. So the best thing is just to bring in if you either want to create a circle, a stroke, it's better add it from here. But if you're adding it outside here, you won't get something nice. You won't get something nice, I'm telling you. So this, I can increase this now. You know, I've converted it to a shape, so the emboss is not affected. So what we'll be doing here is in our shadow, you add in this one. Okay, remember the same inner shadow we used there. All right, so I will bring in, what's the name, 9 p.m. the date. So we'll just bring in, so I think my 9 p.m. So okay, font, Bebas new. All right, so I will, okay, so we have, so we can just probably reduce the spacing. So we have this. Okay, now we have this. So this for the shadow, we can, we can still actually go with it because it's not going to be affected. So let's just come here and merge these three together. All right, so I can come here. The reason I didn't add the, it's affected, well, my bright, I never thought it was going to affect the, so this one, come here, reduce the brightness. Let's make it about 20. All right, let's leave it like this. So I can now merge the three of them together. So my shadow, outer shadow, then we'll just click on this one. Remember the one we used the other time for this same other guy. So I'll come here, click on this guy, I'll just position it here. So I will position this one here. All right, so we have this, then the shadow will be brought down. Okay, let's just bring it down a bit. Then no, don't worry, don't stamp it down, let's just bring this down a bit. But 4, I actually didn't take note of the one I used for this one. Let's use, wow, I didn't use shadow. Wow, I thought I did. Dang, I thought I did, really thought I did. I think I used shadow before I merged it. Okay, if that's the case, I used shadow on it before I merged it, so I'll just reduce the strength of the shadow. I think there's drops of shadow there. Alright, so for this one, let's just leave that one like that. This one we will still reduce it, it's too much. Now I think this one is more reduced. Okay, so we have this guy here. I think the new shadow I brought in for this guy should be still the same thing, 4. So make sure they are both equal. And so the next thing is, wow, 26 minutes. So drink responsibly. Drink responsibly. Responsibly. Drink responsibly. So yep, all caps. They are all capital letter. So just stretch it out like this. No, let's lock that guy, please. Lock this guy in. Then this particular guy, you can just come to fonts, Montserrat regular, this regular. So I will just stretch it out a bit. We still reduce the size. Alright, so I'll come to spacing. Then I will just come to this guy here and position it this way. Okay, so let's make it 70. Then relative position it here. So for this other guy, this one, African vibes, we can make sure it's at that area. Then wow, so I think my area of positioning was too, I think this my model should be, okay. So now that's hand, right? That's hand. So thank God we didn't merge this one, so I can now gladly move this one on top a bit. So that's one of the essence of why I said we shouldn't merge it then. So we can actually have something we can fall back to sometimes. If we have merged it now, I won't be able to fall back to it. Now, okay, so this particular guy, we'll just this one here. XG bar presents XG bar. XG bar entertainment. Now it should be a club. Beach house. XG bar beach house. Okay. Alright, so we will just leave this guy here and so we will lock this guy here. So we're done. You can see we actually spent a while. We took a while because of most of these manipulations, tricks we were doing. Now we've taken about almost 30 minutes. Wow. To add a bit of lens flare, I think here will be the best option for you to add those on this white part. Now because of the color of that the wasn't that bright, that's why I didn't add a lens flare to it. The color of the text, the African vibe, wasn't that bright Assuming it was white, just like the edge of this, so I can copy this one and position this one somewhere around there. So assuming it was this white, so okay, this particular element, so this one, I just thought of adding it somewhere around here. Okay, now I'll be positioning it to my model's face alone. I don't want it to tamper with on my, so I'll reduce the opacity, drag it a bit, just leave it about 50. Then I'll now save. Okay, now I'm saving. We're done. So welcome to Snapseed. So we just tap on the middle, bring in the image. So we have this. So I can come to tools, come to details. Wow, I'll increase the structure. All I just did was just to move my hand. Just seeing on the screen. And this sharpen, you don't want to do it too much. Okay, sharpen it a bit. Okay. Now if you really like this, I think I should be adding a form of green. But I'll come to this side, come to the style, then reduce the style. Or should I give it a bit of style? Let's just, but the green part should be about this part. Okay. Alright, so I'll come to let's see between HDR or tonal contrast. Come to tonal contrast. Let me add to the high tones. Let's see the effect. I actually didn't use let the low tones. Protective shadow, protective highlight. Whatever. So I think let me just use the default one, tonal contrast. Let me just use the default settings of tonal contrast. I'll use the next one is HDR skip. Let's see. I don't think this one is necessary. People, filter strength. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Anyway, so this is before, this is after. The only thing it add was a bit of. So if you don't like this, I don't like it for some reasons. So I'll come to view edits. I'll just come to greeny and just leave it like this. So I've disabled the tonal contrast option. So I'll just come here and export. Okay, so we are done. Wow, it took like forever. About 32 minutes if I'm not mistaken. 34 minutes. Alright, so that's all for this particular video. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Okay, so that's all for this particular tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and I hope you gain value from this video. You can watch my other videos. So see you in the next video.